Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. It's Pam Beitzel of the Beitzel team at Realty Executives Arizona Territory here in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. And I am here to give you the stats for June 2022. Now, I know it's July. I hope you had a great July 4th, but we're looking backward, which is the only information we have, to try to understand what's going on in this crazy market right now to try to make a little bit of sense of it. So I'm going to start by going into some stats, and these are a little bit different than I normally show you. They're a different set of stats that PAR sends out, and I'm going to look at Prescott and Prescott Valley today. So let's go ahead and go to the screen and get started. So I want to start today with the Prescott stats, and what we're doing on these stats is showing this June compared with June of 2021. Okay, so let's start with our median price. Our median price is still increasing, or shows an increase over last June, but of course those gains from 525 to 570 as the median price, those gains were made primarily in 2021 and the spring of 2022. Those are starting to flatten out. Here's an important one, really valuable. The days on market, look at the increase. It has increased 30% over last June for the days on market. This is real important because people need to understand that listings are staying on market a little bit longer. Sold listings and volume is down, even though that median price is higher. So what does that tell you? We're selling less real estate this year and this June than we did last June. But the months of supply is still lower, okay? And that is reflecting a couple of things. It is reflecting that, we've got that's kind of a strange stat to me, because to me it seems like the month supply is now higher. So I'm going to need to look at that and see where they're pulling that and how. But let's look at this. New listings are actually up for the year by 1%. But pending listings for the year are down 15%. So what that tells us is that even though fewer people are actually listing their homes, believe it or not, between in May and June, those have both decreased over the Junes and May before in 2021. We still have more listings overall, and we have fewer sales. So listings are staying on market longer. And that's why I'm surprised to see this month's supply reflected as actually lower than last year. I'm not quite sure how they're figuring that. What's important to me is this number. Our pending sales for the month of June in Prescott are down by 45%. That's really huge. That shows us that listings, maybe have decreased a little in what's coming in, but the actual people buying those listings is down 45% for the month of June. Sold listings are down 24% over June of last year. That tells us something about what's happening. Let's take a look at Prescott Valley. Prescott Valley, we also see that our median price is just up 6.5%. Again, this is going to start to level out to where we're going to see it being roughly the same as it was last year. Look at the days on market for Prescott Valley. Now, they started much lower at only 13 days, and now they're up to 21 days on market. But that's an increase of almost 50, well, they're saying 51%. Sold listings volume, just like Prescott, is down, and month supply, they're also saying, is down. New listings in Prescott Valley are actually up by 30% over last June, and up 15% for the year. So we're seeing a lot of sales happening, or a lot of listings happening, I should say. Let me correct myself, in Prescott Valley. But the pending listings, again, for the month of June were down 24%. Look at the difference from May, 3% over the previous May, but down 24% over the previous June. And sold listings in the previous June are down 20%. Things really started to change in June. We were kind of ticking along. I believe that the height of the market was in March of last year, but then we were kind of ticking along for April and May, we weren't quite sure what was going to happen. And then that interest rate increase hit, along with inflation. And just really high prices and high expectations on the part of sellers. Sellers were still pricing way up here, but the demand was coming down. And so sellers are having to adjust down, of course, to the demand. So what do I think? Well, first of all, there's a lot of chicken littles running around saying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. The sky is not falling. We are returning to a normal market from what was a hyperinflated market. To see gains of 25% in 1 year was crazy. That was unsustainable. Couldn't continue to happen. So what we're doing is we're returning to a normal market. Guys, in a normal market, days on market used to be 90 days, 80 days on market. We got really spoiled seeing 5 or 10 days on market, expecting multiple offers in the first weekend on market, no matter what and no matter where you priced it. That was unsustainable. And so we're headed back down to a more normal market. Sellers, what can you do? Well, as you're having to adjust down and adjust your expectations down as buyer demand comes down, you need to get ahead of it. Don't hang on and hold out for some high price. If you're not getting showings and you're not getting offers, you've got to make and be realistic and make that adjustment, because it will happen at the right price. Buyers, this is a great opportunity for you to get out there and look at the highest inventory that we've seen in years, and the most willingness on the part of sellers to maybe deal with you. And you're not going to have to compete with quite as many people as you did before. There's so many great houses out there right now for sale at good prices and more realistic prices. And so I hope that you give us a call and let us help you buy or sell property in the greater Prescott area, because there are still not enough homes in the United States of America to meet the demand of the people in the United States of America. A crash is not coming. A more realistic leveling off is. And that's my prediction. Anyway, I hope to see everybody in August. Oh my gosh, the year is going so fast, for the statistics on July. Take care, everybody. Bye.